Hi, Arti. How are you? Happy 2021.
Absolutely. Hi, Selena. Happy 2021. Aren't we all glad 2020 is behind us?
I
Hindsight is 2020. It's so true right now.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
everyone's pretty relieved about the new year. So, I guess we just want to delve into more questions about cybersecurity, and especially after last year, about how things have changed. So, my first question for you is, what did you learn from the year 2020?
As IT folks, we joke around the technology transformation within small businesses. Was the technology transformation driven by the CIO, CTO? But the best answer is COVID 19. COVID 19 pushed us and our clients to embrace new technology. We all know Zoom exploded and all these video conferencing clients and businesses who were wary of doing video calls embraced it wholeheartedly. And that's the good thing. That tells us how adaptable we are. Most of my clients, as we talked last time, we were had and has initial hesitation. Many businesses had initial hesitation of being able to work from home. However, it worked. They wanted people in the office. But luckily, the businesses who adapted to it, who embraced this technology, did well. And there are businesses who resisted that, no, we still want people in the office. But then with the shutdown, they were not able to function. So 2020 taught us to be resilient, to be adaptable, embrace what comes along, and laugh. That's what it is. That's what I took away from 2020. Just enjoy life because you don't know what's coming next.
Well, I mean, that is a great lesson to learn, and I think a lot of people have had to deal with that in some form or another. Could you think of maybe a scenario that something that happened last year, maybe a problem you had to solve that was different just because of the situation?
Yes. So we are used to having 30 clients and each client maintaining one network. And I'm sure this you've heard this many times. With everyone working from home, we if we have a client with 20 employees, we were now supporting 20 different networks. How many times we have had to assist our end users with setting up their home printers, which we would never which we would not have done in 2019 because everyone was in the office. The biggest challenge happened last year. Towards in October, November, we start getting rolling blackouts because of the winds. When the Santa Ana kicks in, the power companies, they shut down power because of the fire hazard. And the biggest thing, what came about it was that when the power shut down, the servers are on UPS backup supply. They come back up, but the desktops do not. So for the employees who are working from home and for the businesses where nobody's coming to the office, come Monday morning after a power shutdown or come Thursday morning, all the computers are shut down. So somebody has to actually go into the office and turn on the power. We never had this before because everyone was coming to the office. But again, adaptability. That's the name of the game right now.
I think so. That is the key takeaway from 2020. Be
Absolutely.
adapted, have adaptability. Cool. So, what would you say was the biggest challenge that your customers faced for 2020?
Businesses up until 2020 were working with the perception and notion that everyone's coming to the office. All of their policies, not just IT policies, business insurance, all of that was based on the notion that everyone comes to the office. All of a sudden, when everyone was working from home, the data was everywhere. People were, even though we set up the IT part of it where they're remoting in, there were employees who were printing at home. So there was data that now we had to take into consideration. If people are printing documents at home, are they getting shredded? Are we getting the security of that in mind? So that was one of the bigger challenges that I felt. And then again, it was the uncertainty, the unknown. Businesses had to adapt. The businesses, in my mind, my clients that did well are who, as soon as this happened, took the financial cash flow and did the cash analysis and prepared for the year. That helped them, and I think that was also one of the challenges that they faced.
Do you have any new stories to tell us of phishing scams or creative new ways that hackers are trying to get us? Have you come across anything new in the past year or lately?
Oh, absolutely,
Oh
absolutely.
no.
It was. Hackers, and that's a part. They're the bad actors. They're a step ahead. When COVID happened, there were the phishing subject changed to COVID-19. What do you need to do? How do you prepare yourself? Or symptoms. So it was related to that. Then when the PPP hit, when the protection plan, the we started seeing phishing emails. Click here to get access to with the PPP fund running out. Click here to get access to sign up. It's the same thing when it was time for uh, when it started getting funded. That was at that time it was, oh, if you want to get funded, click here, and that's when they were getting the bank information. The recent scam that we have heard is the vaccine scam.
Oh
So,
no, what is a
so
vaccine scam?
hackers, bad actors always target the most vulnerable population, which is the seniors. Right now, the vaccinations are only when they started with 75 and older, and most of the places were doing online registrations. You would see emails coming in. Click here to sign up. You will have to put in your information, and that's how they're getting their name, address, social security, just to get them to sign up to get the vaccination appointment. People who are older senior citizens, they may or may not understand if this is a legitimate website or not, and they may fall prey to that.
Right, I guess that
It's
makes
the ever
sense.
changing.
They just take advantage of the times and what people would be doing naturally. I mean,
Absolutely,
people want information.
absolutely. And it's the same thing that they taking advantage of the seniors, and ever changing subject. The subject line changes, the main theme doesn't change. The main theme for them is to still get the name, address, social, any banking information, any information that they can get from you.
Right. Okay. What are your thoughts on cloud services and how safe is actually storing things on a cloud? I know a lot of people are concerned when it comes to having all their information just in the air, so to speak.
I know. Can I give you a tip? It's the
Yeah.
it's not that cloud. It's just someone else's computer. It's the joke. It's the joke. It's the joke. It's what we make fun of. It's essentially cloud is a data center held by another company like Microsoft or Amazon or Google, and that's where we're saving the information. There are two kinds. There's a private cloud. There's a public cloud. You can go with the private cloud for if you, depending on your business and the level of security you need. My perception is that the companies that are managing the data centers are taking more precautions. They have more security in place than a small business would have in their office. So moving to cloud is secure. You cannot just say I'm gonna you it has to be a reputable company that you're going with. But it is secure. In the end, although that being said, it's your responsibility for the data. We had a case recently where we moved businesses to Office 365. It's Microsoft's email, but Microsoft is not backing up the data. It's still your responsibility to back up the data. So if an end user deleted an email and it's been 30 days. Microsoft keeps the data for 30 days. After 30 days, it's gone. We actually had a situation where the end user deleted the email. They realized after 30 days. Fortunately, we had the backup and we were able to restore. So even if it's cloud doesn't mean that your back data is there forever. You are still responsible for your data and the backup. Security, go with a reputable company, and you should be fine. It has one thing that I want to say is that with the cloud, especially with the pandemic, businesses realized having an infrastructure in the office, while it's great for their peace of mind, when it comes to what's better for the business overall, the functionality, the usability part, many businesses move to cloud because they got them the ability to work. I'm in my backyard right now. I'm working from home. I can work from home because I don't have to go be in the office to access the files. My files are on the cloud.
Right. So it's good to have because it's useful, but also you do need to take care of it, I guess is what we're saying. Yeah.
Absolutely. You're not just you the biggest misconception people think is that because I'm moving everything thing to the cloud, I am transferring the responsibility and liability to the company. That's not 100% true. you do have to be responsible for the data, and you have to keep what you need to do to make sure that your data is safe.
Got it. Sounds good. Okay. What what would you say are the most common issues that people reach out to you about, and is there a way that we can best prevent them?
The most common issue that I hear right now, again, 2020 and the pandemic brought not cybersecurity, just in general, security to the forefront. Security of the data, security of your devices, security of the people, how they access information in your network. Most of the time, that's the biggest thing that we hear. I have recently talked to businesses who have asked us to do an assessment for them, and it's again just to make sure they all that we have a system in place, we have a network in place. We want you to come in and make sure that we're following the best practices. That's the biggest change that has happened. We are also getting a lot more questions about, like I said, the cloud part of it, because people have realized that they do not need to come to the office to work, and they're trying to figure out what's the best way where their employees can work from home or work from anywhere and still be productive and secure.
Right, that makes sense. So sort of on that, I guess, with so many people needing to relocate their offices nowadays to maybe a home office or just somewhere else, do you have any tips on the best way to transport technology? And maybe go into what are your IT relocation services, if any?
Yeah, absolutely. I know movers who come in and move the furniture and everything. They if they are the reputed movers, they will not touch any of the IT equipment, as they shouldn't, because unplugging the server and unplugging the computer, they're two different things. You may be able to unplug your computer, monitor, keyboard and do it yourself, but when it comes to the network IT infrastructure, the servers, the firewall switches, there is a process to do it. And again, more than that, unplugging might be just easier. Plugging it back in, you need to know where to plug in to make it get it to work.
Right.
What we provide is, before the move we come in, and so our we have a 60-day plan. So before the move, when the client decides that they need to move, 60 days before that, what do we need to do? 30 days, we have a project plan for that. It involves as detailed as taking pictures, labeling ports, before even all before that, making sure that the backup, because when you're moving a server, there is a chance devices inside it, there's a chance that there might be an issue with the server. So you want to make sure you have a good backup in case you have to restore. So that's all part of the relocation services we provide. We do not move the hardware. We rely on the movers to do the part. We come in, we unplug, we pack it up. Movers move, we go back to the new location, we plug it in, and we get them up and running.
Are there any new developments right now at TeamLogic Northridge? And how many team members do you have on staff currently?
Great question, Selena. We actually have a new addition. We have a new engineer start with us yesterday. So we're growing. We have a new engineer starting next week. We have been busy. Last year was good for us, and this year has started out better. And we are now at a staff of 5. And within the next 2 months, we're actually moving to a bigger office. We have outgrown the space where we are. We want to move to a bigger office to make sure that we are keeping up with the social distancing that we need to, and also for growth. So new developments coming in TeamLogic IT Northridge. I'm super excited.
Ah, that sounds like fun, especially new office. That's always something exciting. Is there any
Absolutely.
other comments you'd like to add? Any other tips you can think of off the top of your head that you might want to share?
One of my chamber members, he is in IT, and I'm gonna re, say what he says. He says, for realtors, it's location, location, location. For us IT folks, it's backup, backup, backup. If you have to, that's the one thing that I tell. It has saved us and our clients many times. Always make sure that you have good backup. And when I say backup, I've said this in the past. Backup is useless unless you're testing it and you're able to restore from it. So make sure you take the backup and you restore every month or every other month. You try and restore and test that part. The backup saves you from any of the natural disasters like the fire. We are in the fire season. It saves you from ransomware. If your company gets hit by ransom, I would not pay the ransom. We get the backup, we restore from backup, and we go as if it didn't happen. Backup will save you from any human errors. So that's the biggest thing that I can tell all the when it comes to IT. Please, please, please do that.
Well, I think if there's anything we've learned over this past year, it's that definitely we have to be prepared for any situation. So backing up makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how can someone get in contact with you and your team?
Look us up, teamlogicit.com. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. We're located here in Northridge, San Fernando Valley. We serve the entire greater San Fernando Valley and Southern California. We work with 13 other TeamLogic IT locations, and that's how we are able to take care of Southern California. One more thing that I want to add, TeamLogic IT, we are a network of 200 locations all over US. If I have a client that has multiple offices, we take care of them because we have a TeamLogic IT that's in their vicinity and able to help them.
Nice. So you guys all work together. That's awesome. So TeamLogic Northridge, look it up, guys. That's where to go if you need any help. And Arti and her team will be more than happy to help you. So thanks for chatting with me today, Arti. It's been great to hear about the new developments and new tips.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Selena. Likewise. And I hope 2021 is a great year for all of us.
Me too. Me too. I'm sure it will be.